Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse JSA Justice Society of America Commander Steel. This is a gold label Target exclusive figure. I found this guy today. They're available at Target stores, they're not street dated, and they're not available for pre-order at the Target app, which is pretty unusual. I'm sure they will be eventually. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts. McFarlane Toys, age 12 plus, gold label collection. A gold label figure is simply a retailer exclusive, whether it be Target or Walmart or GameStop. This gold label is a Target exclusive. DC Multiverse Commander Steel. Here he is in the package. It looks like he has a total of 6 hands, collector's card, and display stand. One side of the package, Commander Steel from JSA. Other side, Commander Steel. At the bottom, there's his barcode, if that helps. And in the back, here he is, posed up from the comics. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright, now that with this figure out of the package, here he is with all the accessories laid out. He doesn't come with any traditional accessories, but he has a display stand, collector's card, and a total of 6 hands. Before I deload all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is Commander Steel. This is actually the 3rd Commander Steel. I believe he's the grandson to the first one. He was in the military, and he had a near-fatal accident where they had to replace all of his bones with steel, and he survived. He has increased agility and strength. It's sort of like a DC version of Captain America, at least in some way, shape, or form. He's been a member of the Justice Society of America and the Justice League of America. So let's take a look. Starting with his head, he's got sort of what looks like a red spandex suit all around him, including his head. He has a little sort of spike mohawk thing and 2 circles where his ears would be. His mouth exposed, eyes are white. It's sort of an American-based outfit. We have an eagle, red, white, and blue. I mean, it's silver on him, but you get the idea. This is done on the Speeding Bullets body. You could tell because of that textured sort of thing went up and down the entire side of his body, and they're trying to mesh that with that silver line going up and down. But I don't believe he had that sort of weird texturing from the comics. But, you know, whatever. It's all good. It actually kind of works with his paint scheme. The silver goes all the way up and down. Double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. It is a pretty plain and basic body, but I think it works for this guy. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. The white eyes kind of throws me off. Just something looks a little off about them. But there's really no reason he can't have lenses like a lot of the other superheroes. And then here's the figure, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories, starting off with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand, typical McFarlane display stand we've seen countless times before. Here's his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of Commander Steel. This is from Alex Ross Justice. Commander Steel from the JSA. On the back, there is a description, and I find it interesting because the figure's advertised as being for the JSA, but they talk about him joining Justice League Detroit on here. He's been in many different teams over the years. Now for his hands. He has a total of 6 of them, 3 right hands and 3 left hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. And here's his next pair of hands. These are some semi-open hands. Look like they could be some grabbing, choking, or throwing hands. And here's his last pair of hands. His right hand is sort of a regular default hand, and his left hand is a pointing hand. Now I want to check out the differences and similarities between Commander Steel, Speeding Bullets Superman, and Black Lightning. They all use the same base body, which was first introduced on Speeding Bullets Superman. He shares the most parts with Black Lightning, although he shares the majority parts with that Speeding Bullets Batman. So let's take a look. Obviously, heads are completely different. Torso and stomach exactly the same. Arms exactly the same. You can see that weird sort of texture thing going all the way down. The diaper is different, and that was the biggest complaint about Black Lightning. They literally put his lightning belt on top of the Speeding Bullets Superman belt, which was lazy and ridiculous. And then it looks like everything is the same from the waist down, same boots, etc. Now this guy has the same torso, arms, of Of course, they changed the arms down here, different diaper, different boots. Now they've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories. Let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing around 7.1, maybe 7.2 inches tall, which can translate to about 18 centimeters. And for his articulation, starting with his head, of course, he can rotate side to side. He can look up and down about that much. Can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders, a ball joint, goes out way more than 90 degrees. Up, down, around. It's a little bit on the loose side of things. I mean, it'll take any pose you want, but not a lot of resistance. Bicep cut. Double jointed elbows. His wrists can rotate, and it's hinged. Torso has a ball joint. Rotate around, forward and back. Another one is waist. Rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, pretty good range of motion. Legs, complete of splits. McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation, pretty much non-existent. Legs go forward about that far. Back not much. Double jointed knees. And the ankles, forward and back. Rotate. Tilt rock. And toe articulation. Here's a look at Commander Steel in front of a ruined building that he may or may not have had a hand in part of destroying. Commander Steel, he's good at what he does. Now let's check him out. Next to some other action figures, starting off with some of the Commander Steel figures, and since I don't have any of those, here's Commander Steel next to a couple of Steel figures. Completely unrelated characters with similar names. And since Commander Steel is predominantly a member of the Justice Society of America, here he is next to some other JSA members. Alan Scott Green Lantern, Hawkman, and the J. Garrick Flash. These are some old school JSA members. And the JSA has had a rotating roster over the years. Here he is with some more modern members. The Spectre, Huntress, Atom Smasher, Cyclone, and Dr. Fate. Some members of the JSA that McFarlane has not made, and I expect them to make in the near future. Power Girl, Wildcat, Dr. Midnight, and plenty of others. And then Commander Steel, being the sort of patriotic, red, white, and blue Captain America type of hero. I thought he might be kind of cool with a team-up with Peacemaker and Agent Liberty. There are definitely some similar vibes from these guys. Now let's check him out next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the rest of his wave. Commander Steel and Sinestro in Parallax armor. These are the two most recent Target-exclusive figures. Here's Commander Steel next to Fire and Metallo, the previous Target-exclusive wave. And here he is, next to the most recent Joker Ice wave, Hush, Harley Quinn, and the Last Night on Earth Batman. Then, next to the most recent wave of Page Punchers, both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of the Rebirth Deathstroke and the Damian Wayne Robin. And now, with the most recent Platinum wave, the Question, Shining Knight, and Effigy. Here's Commander Steel, next to the Dawn of the DC Red Hood, and the Rebirth Cyborg. And here he is, next to the Michael Go Alfred that came with the Batman Forever Batmobile, the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive Jonah Hex, and the GameStop exclusive Frostbite Deathstroke. Then, with the 7th wave of McFarlane Collector's Edition figures, both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of the Dark Knight Returns Batman, the Huntress, and some Green Lantern Corps members, Abbott Sewer, Tomar-Ray, Arcus Chummuck, and the Green Man. And now, with the Batman Forever wave, collected build of Nightmare Bat, and finally, with the previous Platinum wave, we have the Flash movie Batfleck, Batman Begins Lucius Fox, Bullseye Batman, and Hugo Strange's Batman. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise. In case you don't know which lines you can mix him with, since he's a McFarlane toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the large action figure lines I collect, and work way smaller. But first, let's check him out with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. And now, with some Jack-specific resin figures, and some Diamond Select toys, here's Commander Steel, next to a burrito. And here he is, with some DC Direct and NECA figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel DC figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, with some SH Figure Arts and Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, it's an okay figure. Commander Steel is a character that I'm not really familiar with. I mean, I've seen him in and out of DC Comics over the years. He's a member of the JSA and the Justice League, and I'd say he's a D-lister in the Justice League. In the Justice League, you have your A-listers, the top 7 or 9 members. Then you have your B-listers, the ones that are pretty popular, but not quite top-tier members. And then you have your C-listers. Those are ones you've heard of, but are a little bit less important. Then you have your D-listers. A lot of time, they're characters you haven't even heard of, like Commander Steel. And then you have your F-listers, like Captain Carrot. The body is pretty basic, but it works for him. I actually think the textured area down the arm and the leg is really not a bad thing for him because he has that sort of painted line going there, and it kind of matches, even though it kind of doesn't. His accessories, kind of disappointing, just a bunch of hands, no actual accessories. Articulation is everything you'd expect from a modern McFarlane DC Multiverse figure. If I were to rate this guy, probably give him like a 6.5. It's a character I'm not very excited for. The body's kind of bland, a lot of reuse, but he does look pretty good. He's going to be a nice addition to your overall DC Heroes and DC Universe collection. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say to the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.